But your beard is awesome, and your kids are awesome, and your wife is hotter than expected and awesome. Oh, Shay, Carl and the Shaytards. Oh, Shay, Carl and the Shaytards. Oh. Okay, we're here with Craig Wheezy Waiter. You say your real name, right?
Yeah, I do.
That's
You
not
can
like a
say it.
secret.
You can say my real name's Wheezy Waiter.
Thaddeus John III is here with us in studio. Wheezy Waiter is doing the podcast with us today. We're so excited to have him. He is in California on a mission. He has many things that he's doing.
Many missions.
And one of those is to have some of the delicious California coffee that is available to him.
This is very strong coffee.
Wow! Zinga, 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 wow, wow!
Zig a zig ah!
We had a suggestion that we should talk about gun control, and so we're gonna get all controversial and in this podcast. So
there may be some fist fights happening.
Yeah, we're gonna have some beard
No,
wrestling.
I don't think so because my policy on that is genius. So everyone will be happy.
Okay, check out the podcast.
Hey you guys, so we're at the school. The girls are playing. Shaytards playing dodgeball over there. You see him? He's right there. He's the one in the back with the long pants. And he looked super cool today, let me tell you. He was so proud of his outfit. He has long pants on with like a nice jacket, shirt, and his hat. And he's like, don't I look awesome today, Mom? It was so adorable. And yes, he did look awesome. And I'm currently cutting out some of pictures. So I'm gonna cut out these chicken wings. I'm gonna cut them out for scouts. We're gonna be playing a game in scouts today where the boys are gonna find these different cutouts hidden around the church, and then afterwards we're gonna have to decide which food groups they fit into. So just a little food learning. Hey, you stinker. Photo bombing.
Mommy, guess what? You're famous now because everybody wants gum.
Everybody, what?
You're famous now because everybody wants gum.
All the kids are coming over here getting my gum out of my purse. So it happens. When you give them a little bit, they take it all. What are you doing, you silly?
I only got two, but guess what?
What?
I'm dancing Michael Jackson.
This kid needs a camera. He needs a camera and a YouTube channel. That's what he needs. What is this cute little party going on?
They're eating gum and reading books and doing homework.
Whoa.
Let her eat gum.
Oh, that's okay. You're telling me with all these children playing on the playground, you're choosing to do your homework? Why so?
Because I want to finish it. I don't want to go home and do it. I want to finish it. Because
High five.
But I said phone. I have to go home and do a little bit more because my pencil's about to run out.
Oh. But way to think about getting it done early. Then you don't have to think about it later.
She doesn't want to do her homework at home. It's because we're going to play Barbies. She doesn't want to wait to play Barbies.
Oh my goodness, that's so nice. So you're doing your homework so that you guys can play together.
Yeah.
What an awesome sister you are. Good job, girls.
I just got
High five.
to go home and do
Yeah.
4 more pages and then read.
4 more pages?
4 more pages of homework.
That's a lot.
So?
Remember, you don't have to finish them all today.
Yeah, but I want to, so then the rest of the week.
Such an overachiever. There's Princess Tard. She gets a packet every Monday morning, and they work on the same homework all week. Like they have a page or 2 pages per day. And she likes to get hers done all on Monday. My goodness. And I'm always trying to tell her, I'm like, you don't have time to do it all. Just calm down. Just do your 2 pages, and tomorrow you'll do the next ones. But she likes to get it all done. So what can I say? She likes to be an overachiever. I'm proud of her, but I think sometimes I gotta tone it down a notch. Sisters, sisters, do. I don't know all the words. So cute.
Do you guys remember the other day when we were talking about Pablo Picasso at Island Burger and how Shaytards did his rendition of Pablo Picasso and how all the kids were getting around him and saying, that is so good, Shaytards. He brought it home. Have you seen this, Cecily?
It's incredible. I just want to talk about how incredible it is.
Come and tell us how incredible you think this is.
This is not only an accurate representation of the blue period, it's in the style of the blue period.
So stylistic.
It's incredible.
Let's see this. Did you trace this or you just copied him? You guys saw, I showed this picture actually in the vlog the other day. That looks really good, dude.
What is this? A famous painting I like is The Guitarist in the Blue Period by Pablo Picasso. It is famous because when Pablo Picasso was sad, he painted all of his paintings blue. There's a blue with a zombie playing a guitar. I like this painting because it is very cool, both in color and temperature.
I like that it's a zombie.
Yeah. How do you know? Why is it a zombie? Because he's blue?
I don't know, because zombies are sad.
Zombies are sad.
They have no.
Without a beating heart, you definitely are in a sad mood.
He does.
Okay.
There's another one that's equally amazing.
Oh, you did 2 of them?
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive. Maybe we should give some of these away for the Indiegogo campaign where we're trying to raise money for a documentary.
Ooh.
Can we give some of these away? Can you do some extra ones? Maybe you want to keep those.
And doing an extra one is a good
I'll do another one.
Can you do some more?
Yes.
So leave your comments below. What Picasso do you want done? Suntard will do some Picasso paintings for everybody.
Nice. Do you want to hear a funny story about Picasso?
Nope. Oh, I mean, yes, we do.
He was so cheap that he would do a little drawing on every check that he made, so that the person didn't cash the check and just kept his
No
piece of
way. He became that famous that he knew people wouldn't
art. He
cash
knew
the
people
check?
wouldn't cash the checks, so he would just constantly write checks and never carry any cash.
No way. You sly dog, Pablo Picasso. But I do have that $500 check that you wrote me. But I really like this picture of a... No, this is a different check.
He is smart.
That is smart.
Funny.
Smart Picasso.
Little bit.
Don't be that cheap, okay, bro? Wow, we got some talented little acrobats here.
You're heavy.
What if she falls and breaks her neck? You're gonna have to push her in a wheelchair the rest of your life. Yeah, good. Just throw her off there. How was school, ladies? What did you learn?
Awesome!
You learned awesome.
I learned about fractions. I learned 4 out of 5 and 8 plus 2. I learned this. This is the backwards worm.
The backwards worm. I was gonna say the reverse worm. We were gonna make the same joke. Good job.
Okay, we learned about fractions because, like, you could make a shape and you have to make equal sides of it. Like, if you make a triangle and you do it like that, it's not an equal. It's not an equal shape. When you cut it in half, it has to be all of the sides have to be equaled.
Okay. Yes, baby Tard. Do you have a question?
Watch this. Watch this. Watch
Great.
this. Hi.
What newfangled move you doing now?
We're doing one shoulder. You're getting heavy. I'm gonna fall.
Baby Tard, can you hold Princess Tard on your back?
Let's try.
See.
Let's try.
No, get down on the ground. What are you doing up there? No, don't start up there. No. Easy. Oh, jeepers. Stand on the ground, Baby Tard, and then Princess Tard, you try to get on her
Wait,
back.
I'm gonna go to the couch, then I'll come in.
No, do it right here. Not on her shoulders, just on her back.
Okay.
This ought to be good.
You're not heavy. Wow.
Nope. Ain't happening.
Rocktard, you cannot eat all the cheese. Then we won't have enough for the enchiladas. You think that's just your bowl of cheese? You stinker.
No.
It's not. It's for the enchiladas. See, we need the chicken, then we need the sauce, then we need the cheese. And you can't eat it all, you silly head.
Chicken,
That's chicken, huh? What's this?
cheese, and
Sauce.
dog.
Yeah. So we're making 2 plates of enchiladas today. Not because we're really starving, but because today I'm taking a dinner to one of my friends who just had a baby. So we're making 2 plates, one for her and her family, and then one for our family. Huh, Rocktard? Because she just had a wee little baby.
Dog.
Sauce. Still learning the sauce, the cheese, and the chicken. Okay, let's make another one. Okay, here we go. We get the chicken.
The
Chicken. Is that exciting? Because we're putting chicken on it. Now what goes next? Now the sauce. You do the sauce?
Mama.
You want me to do it? Okay, he doesn't. Ew, dude. Come on. He doesn't like doing the sauce because that's the messy part. And surprisingly, he's not a very messy child. I take that back. He's super messy. He just doesn't like to get messy. That's kind of a catch-22, but it's true. He don't like it. Okay, what comes after the sauce, dude? Cheese. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Okay.
No.
Yeah, we don't want too much. No.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. That'll be a really cheesy one. Okay, no more. No more. All right, and then we got to wrap it. But I can't wrap it with. There you go.
Uh-oh.
You're going to help Mommy wrap it? Thank you. Here, you hold the camera. You hold the camera. Okay, move your fingers. Show him the enchilada. Good. Okay, let's get it straightened up. Don't worry, I did wash his hands, everybody. Okay. Fold up the corners. We wrap it up like that, and then we stick it over here. Follow what I'm doing here. Good job, Rock-Tard. Yay! Enchiladas! Try again.
You guys, look what I did. I'm such a good husband. Oh yeah, I made it spick and span in here. So Mommy Tard and Son Tard are at Scouts, and I stayed home with the girls and rock face and put them to bed and cleaned up the house. Tuesday nights are my nights to stay home with the kids, and Mommy Tard takes Son Tard to Scouts, and usually she makes us dinner. We all eat dinner, then they go to Scouts, and then I'm left with the kids and a giant dinner mess. So it's always my goal every Tuesday night that when Mommy Tard comes home late from Scouts, she's tired, I make sure that the whole house and all the dishes are completely done so that she can just come in and cuddle with me. We also actually have a house guest coming to stay with us tonight. Corey Vidal is flying in from Toronto. He should be here in like 10 minutes ago. He just texted me, said he'll be here in 3 minutes. If you guys don't know who Corey is, he is the director of the film that we are making together. I'm vlogging here. It's a documentary about vloggers. And me and Corey are going to be on What's Trending with Shira Lazar on Thursday, and we're going to be making some videos and updating you guys and giving you a lot more information about the documentary. Speak of the devil, it's going right now. Hey, what's up?
So Suntard and I had a crazy experience tonight. We were driving to Scouts, and it was kind of a stressful situation, not for us, but for most of the people in our lanes, because there's construction going on that road. And so it's a little stressful at 6 o'clock when everybody's trying to get through traffic to have construction on the road. So I was looking ahead, and the car right in front of me was next to this other car, and there was a girl driving and a guy in the back seat. And they both had their windows rolled down, and they looked over at this other car, and I don't know if he said something or if he gave him a dirty look, but they just started yelling at each other. And the guy in the back seat of the one car to the right grabbed his milkshake and threw it in the window of the driver's seat, or the passenger side front seat. Does that make sense? Did you see it, dude?
No. All I heard was you screaming, "Oh, look! Did you still? Oh my gosh, dude."
They threw the milkshake in his car, which he grabbed the milkshake and threw it back. This is all while we're driving, mind you. We're driving during all of this. The milkshake splatters all over this other car that just threw it at this guy. Anyways, like, the milkshake went here and then back there. So then this guy is mad now. You could tell he was gonna, I don't know what he was gonna do, but he was like swerving, and he was swerving back, and he was swerving in, and I was like, but I'm pretty sure what he was doing was getting their license plate number.
Or trying to hit him.
Or trying to hit him. But his car was a lot nicer than theirs, so I don't think he was going to try to hit him. But it was crazy. It was like
Maybe
LA road rage straight up.
Maybe he was super mad. He didn't care. He just wanted to hit that car so bad.
That's kind of what it looked like. And so Suntard and I were like, oh my goodness, we have to stay back. So I just stayed back like an extra 10 feet and was just like waiting. What are they going to do? Someone's going to pull out a gun or something. Thankfully, the other car just turned off and he sped away, and this guy was still in front of us. But we stopped at a stoplight, and all I could hear was like swearing and yelling. I'm like, where's that coming from? Where's that? And then I realized that he was on his phone. So I'm like, maybe he did know who they were. It was an exciting adventure. It was a little bit wild and crazy. Welcome to LA. I'm sure that you guys have had adventures like that. It just made me think, what caused that reaction in those two? It was like all of a sudden it was fire, and they were both just screaming at each other. Don't have road rage, you guys. It doesn't lead to happy places. It only leads to milkshake splattered all over your car. Good thing nobody got hurt though, right?
Yeah, but the good thing is the guy got his milkshake back.
That's a good point. Way to look on the bright side. Granted, it was splattered all over the back of his car.
No,
at least he got it back.
It's like, oh, I still got my milkshake back.
That's awesome. Way to look on the positive side.
Okay, they're home from Scouts. Hey, babe, what do you think about the apartamento?
Well, it's shiny, and I like it when it's shiny.
I told him that I clean it every Tuesday night so that you can come home and cuddle with me. But now Corey's here, so we're not going to be able to cuddle.
So you're going to cuddle with Corey instead.
Corey, you want to cuddle, bro?
The last time I was here, you said something about there could be 3 people cuddling at once.
What? How was Scouts, babe?
It was good. We talked about food and the food guide pyramid.
I love food. I feel like the pyramid's changed.
It has changed.
What is it now?
It used to be like this. Now it's like this.
No, it's always been like that. Wait, what?
It hasn't.
It's always been a pyramid.
Well, yeah, but like the pyramid like this, and each food group goes like this now.
Oh, instead of like having a base.
Stacked.
Because it used to be like, what was the bottom?
Like-
It was like cheese and candy, pop and butter. I don't know what
Nope.
that is.
Pop and butter is not a food group, kids.
I could go for some pop, some butter pop.
Do you call it pop?
Yeah.
I thought Americans called it soda.
Depends on where you're at.
Or Coke.
I grew up
We call it pop. Where we're from, we call it pop.
Good.
But I think East Coast calls it soda. Do you call it soda in Canada?
I think all Canadians call it pop. I don't want to speak for all Canadians, but everyone I know
Canadian.
calls it, yeah.
They all call it pop?
Yeah, I
we
think
call
so.
it. I grew up calling it pop.
I grew up calling it pop.
This has come up quite often in the vlog whenever we say pop, because people are like, you call it pop? Or, you know what we call, like, what do you call, here's a good question. So when you're in your car and it's snowing and you floor it and you start spinning in circles, what do you call that?
Donut.
See, we call it cookies.
Cookies.
And people are like freaking out
I
about
want a
that.
cookie now and a donut and some pop.
People in the UK call pop fizzy drinks.
Fizzy. And I've heard that too, where people just call it Coke. What do you want to drink? I'll have a Coke. What kind of Coke?
Root beer.
What?
Sprite.
I want Coke. That's why I said Coke. I remember this winter when we went to home and I called our spinning in a van cookies. I have never seen so many comments like, cookies? Those are called donuts. It's like, pick your pastry, people. It doesn't matter. You're spinning in a circle in a car on the snow. It's fun. I definitely want a donut or a cookie at this point.
A maple bar.
Canadian maple. Oh, you're rolling.
What are we talking about, Corey?
I had just talked about people being inspired to love because of you guys and Charles and Allie, or people being inspired to go to school because of vloggers like John Green or Hank Green. How the YouTube community gets inspired by the people they watch, but the people they watch get inspired by the YouTube community, because Shay just told me all kinds of incredible stories about people who lost weight because of Shay loss. And he knows all these stories like right off the top of his head.
We've had like 3 hours of discussion about this documentary. I was just telling Corey, we've just been discussing how it can't be all roses and sunshine. Like we need those moments where people, you know what I mean, like the Oprah moment, the Barbara Walters moment, where people break down and say, this is what was really going on while all that stuff was happening on the outside. And I was just asking Colette, like, what our thing would be, which I'm not going to tell you. And that's what I just asked Corey. I said, what is the one thing that, because if you don't know what I'm talking about, we are making a documentary together. It's titled, Hey, I'm Vlogging Here, and it's going to highlight multiple YouTubers. We've already talked to Hank and John Green from the Vlog Brothers, Charles and Allie, Prank versus Prank, Charlie is So Cool Like, Wheezy Waiter, we talked to him.
Cater 17.
Cater 17. We just want to like highlight a bunch of people in the YouTube community. What I was just saying to Corey is, what is the one thing that a lot of these YouTubers don't share with their audience? Because for a lot of these, especially the daily vloggers like us and Charles and Prank vs. Prank, you see our lives every day, but there's definitely things that we don't tell you because, one, there is a little, sense of you want to have some privacy, and you're afraid to share your weaknesses or the troubles that you have that we don't ever film or ever talk about. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to get in the documentary. We're just talking like, how are we going to get these YouTubers to be willing to open up and share these things? And we were just talking about what our thing would be. Now, this is a little weird because, there is a very big specific thing that we didn't ever share.
You're gonna regret this.
I know. Well,
you need to stop talking.
No. But I want to put that in the documentary.
Yeah.
Like, I want to tell that story. And I feel like making a movie is the chance to do that. To be honest, to just lay it all out on the line and say, this is really how it happened. And I want that in the documentary because I don't want it to just be like all fluffy and flu and like, oh yeah, it's so great, we're living the dream, all this perfect. We're not. We're people, and people make mistakes and people have struggles. And so I want to just figure out how we can, get that in the documentary without jeopardizing too many people. And
yeah, well, one thing I was saying before is that if we make this documentary where everything is great the entire time, all the way through, and there is no struggle and there is no honesty, then we're going to totally jeopardize people's belief in what we're sharing. Whereas it's a much better story to say, here's where the real struggles were, and we got through it.
Right.
Because of the fans, or with the fans, or with the community of each other, or with other YouTubers. Like, not to bring up too touchy of a I guess a sensitive topic, but when Charles had his brain tumor, you were there. Like, you showed up like a couple days later, and obviously Charles vlogged very positively throughout the experience.
Right.
But there's a lot going on.
That wasn't on the vlogs.
And there's a lot of stuff that you guys have been through that it's like, you brave yourself up and hit record and
right.
you have tears in your eyes talking about your dog. And you just tell everybody, hey, this, we can get through this and we all love each other. And then you hit stop and then it gets really quiet.
Yeah.
And I mean, me and my friends, we're daily vloggers, and we have that moment too where we hit record and we share something.
Well, by the way, subscribe to Corey's channel.
Oh,
links below. That's what I think is a big question that a lot of the viewers have, for us, is like, what are the Shaytards really like off of camera? Maybe Mommy Tart is a giant wench, and she's just like beats the children and is
all an act.
Nags Shay constantly, nonstop, 24 hours a day. So anyways, we were sitting here talking about all that and what we want this film to be, and we want it to be good, and we want it to tell all these things and move people and tell this story. This might be a good opportunity to ask you to donate to the fund, but we are going to release a lot more information this week. We're going to go on Shira Lazar's show, What's Trending, on Thursday. We're going to probably do a live show where we answer questions. Corey already updated the Indiegogo site about frequently asked questions. If you guys have if you have some FAQs, some frequently asked questions, let us know in the comments and we'll address them. And that's what we want this thing to be, is just open and honest.
I want to say one thing that the documentary is not going to be. I want to make sure that people know that the documentary is not just some more footage that you guys never vlogged. Right. It's like, oh, well, Shay, why don't you just tell us right now, and then we don't need to make the documentary and we can save a bunch of money. That's not the point of what we're trying to achieve. What we're trying to do is tell a lot of people's stories and try to kind of define what vlogging is and why and how it affects people in a much larger scale than the day-to-day. How something that kind of you almost started, or you're kind of a grandfather of, because you're getting old.
Knock it off.
How, in the day-to-day, the much bigger story of that. And I've seen comments from people saying, Shay, we already know your story. We don't need to hear your story again. And I just want to make sure that people know that that's not.
It's a lot bigger than that, for sure. It's not a story about the Shaytards. We're like the thread line kind of through the story, but this is going to be about, like Corey said, hundreds of different YouTubers. And even some of you might have the opportunity to be in the vlog. We talked about we'd love to get some viewers that have watched us from the beginning. Some of you who have watched us every day from before we ever even started the daily vlogs. We would love to interview some of you people who have been through all of this with us. Anyways, more to come on that, but I just wanted to let you know, Corey's here. We're going to be working on it all week, and we're getting started on this thing. So check out the link below for the Indiegogo. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
You wench. My Enslate girls are still at school. I was going to have them do the Enslate today because you guys all thought they were hilarious in yesterday's Enslate. And I do agree with you. They are the best Enslaters in this side of the Mississippi. Check out the Indiegogo campaign below. We just barely added some new perks. Included in there are some original sun-tarred Pablo Picasso drawings. And then we will be also adding more as the week goes on. So check them out. Links below. Watch yesterday's vlog. We go to the coolest beach in all of California. Out of the 3 years that we've lived in California, this literally was the coolest beach I've ever been to. A lot of you were saying that the house that we saw on the beach is the house that Justin Bieber goes to when he goes to write his songs. And then, of course, if you're feeling lucky, you know what to do. We will see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.